Hey, what's up YouTube? SOS here. Not my usual thing. Those of you who are familiar with me, yes, I'm a Yugi player. Those of you who aren't, well, nah, you don't really know who I am. I'd encourage you to check out my channel. Could definitely use some views and all that other crap for all the stuff that I got. Anyways, yeah, so this is going to be a deck list for Formula Monarchs. I'm running mine a tad differently. I know you guys have all seen a bunch of these, but figure may as well put my own version down, and then the next deck I'll build won't be until later next year. So, start out. I'm not going to really go over what a whole lot of these cards do, because I'm sure most of you are familiar with them. Get the shot on my beautiful mat. This mat is my pride and joy. Alright, anyways, I'm going to start off. I believe I'm running 41 cards right now. Got courses, standard, Tribute, one, make it 2 light and darks. I don't run 3, I think 3 is too much. Just kind of clogs your hand. 3 Caius, standard, 3 Ryza, also fully standard. Some run 2, I initially ran 2, but I ended up going with 3, 1 Mobius. I love Mobius. I used to run 2 actually, but I'd rather just run the Ryza and, you know, go with it. 1 Darkness Spirit. 2 Vanity's Fiend. I personally love Vanity's Fiend. I can't imagine running a deck without them. I don't see that a whole lot of them main them. They just say side deck them. No, I love to main them. I think nothing screws up most of the decks in this format more than 1-for-1 or, you know, Soul Exchange, Vanity's Fiend, turn 1 or something like that, and, you know, fuck. I win. It seems like just about any game I drop this early game, I tend to win. Alright. So that's it for the tributes. That's pretty much all of them, pretty standard, besides those. 3 Faders. I don't think I need to explain that. 3 Swap Frog. Ooh boy, are you surprised. 2 Treeborns, yeah, don't run 3. Sucks. Ronin Totem, of course. 1 Fishborg. I don't run 2. I don't see the point. You don't draw, well, if you don't have 2, then what are the... Yeah, you know what? If you have to open hand a Fishborg for your hand to ever be good, well, then there's no point in running the deck anyways, right? I think 1 is fine. 1 Glow Bulb. Yep. Okay. Sangan. Not all versions on Sangan. I love Sangan, though. Drop it for Formula. It's an instant cast, or will draw you cards, obviously. I personally love Sangan. I use Sangan mostly as synchro material anyways, so. Okay, here's the deck that's kind of weird. 1 Max C. And 1 Effect Veiler. This is where I could definitely use some input, because I see a lot of Monarchs run 1 Effect Veiler. And then other people will say, you should probably run 2 though. And I ran 2, and I feel it needs to. However, I really cannot run the deck without Maxi. It's really good. You open it against 6 Sams, Infernities, pretty much anything, and it just draws you cards. It has won me tourney games. It has simply won me games. Very important games. Where you need to draw something. And so, I don't know. I'm on the fence about this. I thought about siding the Vanity's Fiends and maybe going with 2 Maxi, 2 Effect Failers, but I don't know. It's only so much you can fit in a deck. I thought maybe I could drop Sangan here, but I really don't know. So, I don't know. Whatever. I could definitely use some input on this, so, you know, anyone that wants to leave comments and all that stuff, you know, I feel free, because I would love some discussion, suggestions about this. You know, a little bit confused about this. Right. That's the monster count. So, we got 4, 5, 6. 28. I probably should have made that count before I did that, so I didn't just make you sit there for about 3 seconds and do nothing. Alright. Then next to spells. 3 Soul Exchange. I run 3. I won't run any less than 3. Mainly because of the Vanity's Fiends. With 2 Vanity's Fiends in here, I feel this deck needs to run 3 Soul Exchange. Just no exceptions. Especially since if you're going to drop Vanity's Fiend and you want to stay aggro, then more than likely you're going to need to sacrifice your opponent's monsters, because you're not going to be getting Treeborn Frog or Fishborg or any of that stuff out of your grave while you have Vanity's Fiend in play. So, to me, Vanity's Fiend means Soul Exchange must be 3. That's just my input. 3 econs, yeah. I've seen people say, hey, a few people say, man, 2 is enough. And I say, not really. Not ever. Why run 2? It's just too broken a card. You're just going to sink your opponent's monsters, but go into stuff you normally wouldn't go into, stuff like that. Like, me, for instance, I don't run Tengus or any, like, 4 stars or anything like that, so going into Brionica is actually hard for my version. So I figured the best way I'm going to go into Brionica is by econing something and, you know, going into it from there. Alright, so we get the 3 Soul Exchange, 3 on the controller, 1-for-1, standard, Foolish, Reborn, Dark Hole, Giant Trunade, and 2 MSTs. I don't think I need to explain anything at that point. And so, yeah, we basically have 41 cards here, and that's the deck. I like it. So, yeah, feel free. I'm gonna keep going on. May as well. I don't know. We've all seen the standard, you know, extra. I got 3 formulas. Tastor, Brionic, Gungnir. The funny thing is, Gungnir could actually be better in this deck, since I run Mobius. And back when I ran 2, it was like, yeah, run Gungnir would kind of be better. Not off the priority, Brionic's better, but I like Gungnir in here. And when I side in my second Mobius, what you do have on the side deck, Gungnir is very, very, very useful. Brionic hardly gets used. It's kind of funny, you never see a deck where Gungnir, you know, Brionic takes a backseat to Gungnir, but it happens with this one. Black Rose, of course. Scrap Dragon. Colossal Fighter. Thought Ruler. There's a couple of things that I think are kind of expendable in this, but I like them all. Red Dragon Archfiend. I like Red Dragon simply for the fact that he's a 3000, if nothing else. You know, sometimes you'll need something like that. You know, Stardust, Shooting Star, and you know what? You'd be amazed how many times I go into Shooting Star with this deck. It's ridiculous. Just econ. Frankly, I don't know why you'd even go into Stardust Dragon against the Monarch deck. I've done it 3 times in tournament play in 2 weeks, and yeah, it's hard enough to do it by yourself, but when someone summons a Stardust on you, you just say thank you. But yeah, I guess I just play against some really stupid people. I don't know. Trishula, yeah, another one that's very rare to go into, but when it happens, it's really, really good. I'll usually probably go into Econ with that one too, and then Chimera Tech for the last one as well. I don't think it's worth a side deck slot, and I can fit it, so I go with it. Only other, I think, synchro that I really wanted to run was Ancient Fairy Dragon. I don't think this one needs it, so I kept that out for other decks. I'm actually going to show my side deck, because I could possibly use some suggestions on my side deck. Not really sure, but, alright, well, we start. We got 2 Puppet Plants, standard, 2 GD Crows, I don't think I need to explain that either. 2 Cybers for Chimera Tech, and, you know, just overall good side deck card. We got 2 Chaos Hunters. Now, I like this sided in a lot of decks. I'm still a little on the fence with Monarchs. I think they're good, and they're going to help against the remove from gameplay, which is always something that Monarchs have to worry about, but I don't really feel comfortable with these in the deck, because I just tend to always draw them at bad times. I'm not sure. I like them, but I don't like them. I don't know. You know, comments, opinions, welcome, whatever. I'm on the fence. 2 Raikos, to me, just a really good side deck card. Gets rid of, you know, just about anything I might need to. Always good for extra outs and stuff like that. Plus, you know, milling Treeborns and Swap Frogs and stuff like that is not always bad. Fishborg, whatever. So I really like Raiko. 1 Mobius, yes, I will always make sure I have at least two at my disposal, should I need it. A second Dark Dust Spirit, which I feel may be another card that could be expendable, but I feel it's nice to have if I'm playing against really aggressive decks. I've only sided it a couple times, but I just like to know that I have it. Burial from a Different Dimension. I think an absolute must have on the side deck for this, for Monarchs. Just, you know, I don't think I need to explain it. DD, screw your DD Crows and Caius and all that other wonderful good stuff. Bottomless if it should be played. And then the last two cards are two Chains Appearance, which, I don't know, I'm a little iffy about running traps, period, because the second you set one, they know it's, you know, it has to be this. Unless, you know, every now and then I might set an econ if I'm in a real big bind. But if I have to set econ, chances are the game's kind of over anyways. So, I don't know. I just have to hope my opponent doesn't open MST. If I draw it, I suppose. Other than that, I really don't know. But I still like it overall. You know, helpful against a lot of stuff. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it. So, you know, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, again, could definitely use some input, because as I said, I'm still on the fence about some stuff in the side deck, and about how to fit 2 Veilers and 2 Maxi in the deck, which I think is pretty much impossible at this point, but any suggestions, whatever, is always welcome. Did I mention that suggestions are welcome? Well, that'll be it. Until the Dark World structure decks come out in October. And by the way, I'm like the probably Dark World's #1 fan. You will see me again, but until then, you probably won't see anything else from me for a while. So yeah, just hope to get your comments and discussions and whatnot, and hope you see it. SOS signing off.